Bonjour and welcome to my channel. I'm Esther, I'm the founder of Let's Paris Relocation and Let's Get Friends Expat Services. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the most important thing that you will have to do before even starting your search for an apartment in France. And this is building your application file. If you start your search without having a very solid and well-built rental application file, aka dossier in French, you will waste your time and not have any success in your search. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe and stay until the end because I will share some very good tips to make your dossier stand out. Now, let's see what you're going to need to include in your rental application file. First, you will want to include a proof of identity. If you are a European citizen, this should be your ID or your passport. If you are not European, you will have to include your passport and your visa. And you will have to include your work contract or a certificate of employment. These documents should be less old than 3 months, and obviously they will help you prove that you have an active work contract and an income. In addition to this, you will have to include your payslips from the past 3 months. This will show the landlord and the agency how much you earn monthly and also show that you have a steady and stable income every month. If you are a freelancer or a business owner, you will want to show proof of income as well. Obviously, you don't have a work contract or payslips, so you will want to include contracts with clients or invoices. The goal here is really to show that you have income and that you will be able to pay your rent every month. Then you will also need to include your tax returns. They usually ask you for the tax returns of the past 2 years. This will show the agency and the landlord how much you earn each year, and it's an official document, so this will help establish trust as well. I strongly encourage you to include a bank statement or evidence of assets. Proving financial stability is absolutely crucial when you're looking for a place to rent in France. If you're currently a tenant, it's a really good idea as well to include rent receipts from the past 3 months. Obviously, this is going to show that you are a trustworthy tenant and that you're going to pay your rent every month. If you own your place where you're staying right now, it's also great to include a proof of property. Next thing I'm going to talk about, agencies won't ask for it, it's not mandatory, but I really strongly encourage you to include it. When looking for a new tenant, agencies usually receive more than 50 applications. You will want to make sure to make your dossier stand out of the crowd. For this, you can write a letter of intent. This should be the first page of your dossier. This letter should contain who you are, what do you do for a living, your monthly income. You should include why you are looking for an apartment in this area, for how long you're planning on staying there, what your hobbies are, what you like to do in your free time. This should be a very short text because they obviously won't spend too much time to read it, but this could really help you stand out. Also, adding a photo of yourself can really help you stand out when the agency is reviewing numerous applications. Last but not least, you will want to include your guarantor's information. The best is having an individual as your guarantor. This could be a family member or a very good friend who is willing to co-sign your lease with you. If you don't know anyone in France who could co-sign your lease with you, a private guarantor is a very good option. There are 2 that I could definitely recommend, SmartGarant and Garant. Applying for these guarantees will take up to 5 minutes. They will give you an answer under 24 hours and they will give you an amount up to which they are willing to guarantee you. Obtaining their certificate is completely free. You will only have to pay them once you have found an apartment. It's a really good idea to get certified by both, including the certificates in your dossier, your application file, and then you choose based on what the owner wants or based on what you prefer. You choose one guarantee and you pay for them. Their fees vary between 4.3 and 4.5% of the annual rent. If you want more information about how these guarantors work, you can find my video that I made about this exact subject. And now let's see my personal recommendation and tips when building your dossier. First, you need to know that in France, it's absolutely normal for agencies and landlords to ask for this personal information. This can be very odd if you're not used to this practice, but I can assure you, in France, it's completely normal. When looking for an apartment, it's inevitable to find some apartments that are not legit and contacting people that are not real estate agents. It's very important to watermark your documents before sending them to anyone This can really help you protect your documents and yourself from scams. Make your rental application super easy to read. This can sound obvious, but when an agency is reviewing numerous applications, they won't spend more than 10 minutes on your application. They are not used to reading foreign work contracts or payslips or even tax returns, so you really want to underline and put color to the places where you want to draw attention to. This is really important because this will help them read your application more easily and will give you a higher chance to get considered for an apartment. In what format to send your application? There are two ways of sending your application that I would recommend. The first is building one PDF file that you can easily attach to any email that will be easy to open and read. No one wants to receive 50 different files in an email. This is just too confusing. Don't do that. Do one single PDF file with all your documents included. The second way of sending your application is creating a folder on an online platform such as Google Drive or Dropbox and only sending the link to this folder when sending in your application. This is also a great way. They don't have to download it. They don't have to bother finding where your documents are. They're just going to send a simple link. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, make sure you hit subscribe so you won't miss any new videos about renting an apartment in France. See you in the next one. Au revoir!